Welcome back to another episode of Revealing Biblical Truths. We are continuing our path down the rabbit hole and revealing 50 more pieces of evidence that they don't want you to know about regarding the shape of the earth. Are you ready? Let's do it. Number 51. The Flat Earth Society does not represent the true Flat Earth model. No one believes we are floating on a disk in space, accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters per second squared. The Flat Earth Society has controlled opposition to make flat earthers look stupid. Number 52. Railroads, bridges, and large construction projects never take into account the curvature. Number 53. Bubbles in space. There have been a few spacewalks where bubbles were seen floating upwards out of the astronaut suit. Number 54. Spacewalks are actually filmed in a desalination pool called the Neutral Buoyancy Lab in Texas. Look it up. Number 55. Internal ISS shots are filmed either in zero-G planes, like the Vomit Comet, or in front of green screens, blue screens, and chroma key screens. The astronauts wear harnesses underneath their clothes and are hanging from wires just like in the movies. They always wear the same polo shirts with the pants and the huge belt. You can tell in some of the pictures. Number 56. Gyroscopes cannot work on a sphere as they cannot detect curve or spin. Number 57. The second law of thermodynamics states that gas pressure requires a container. It is impossible without breaking the law to have our atmosphere next to the vacuum of space. The air and the water would be blown off the Earth in a matter of seconds. Number 58. Anomalies in Mars rover footage is evidence that it's faked on Earth. Here are a few pictures of what supposedly is the Mars rover on Mars, but in reality they're on Earth. Devon Island, Canada, Hawaii, etc. Number 59. Communication with equipment said to be in space is not plausible, and the battering technology used is unlikely to last as long as we are told it is, or even work in those conditions at all. Number 60. Combustion of fuel is impossible in a vacuum. Fire requires fuel, oxygen, a chemical reaction. There's no oxygen in space. Number 61. In thousands of hours of space footage, no astronaut ever pans their camera 360 degrees around, when humans would naturally want to show their surroundings in space. Number 62. There is evidence that the Hubble Space Telescope has never existed. Some of the images and files from the Sophia telescope, which is mounted on an airplane, have Hubble in the description. Number 63. Stars can be seen through the moon during eclipses, proving that it's not a solid object. Number 64. Most big-name space programs worldwide have the same vector symbolism in their logo, which suggests they are connected. Number 65. The names and symbols NASA has used for their space programs point towards sun worship and paganism. For instance, Apollo is the angel of the bottomless pit in the Bible. The NASA logo also contains a forked tongue like a snake. There are many examples of this. Number 66. If the Earth were a spinning ball, the centrifugal forces from the spin would vary greatly from the poles to the equator, and we would feel it. Number 67. We've never seen an astronaut enter or exit a space dock. No footage of it. Number 68. The sheer amount of maintenance on valves, pumps, hydraulics, and seals would be virtually impossible to maintain in space, and we don't see any maintenance performed on the ISS. Number 69. How did that moon buggy fit inside the lunar lander when they are basically the same size? Number 70. Footage of the moon buggy seems to show a fake astronaut driving it, and it looks like a dummy or action figure. Check it out. Number 71. Shots of the moon buggy, either parked or driving, don't line up with the tracks that it should have made. Number 72. NASA's images of Earth from the moon can be proven to be cloned or spliced together and downloaded right from their own website and analyzed at home on a personal computer in Photoshop. This is an image of the supposed Hubble Space Telescope. When you put it into Photoshop and remove layers, a stagehand is revealing the fake telescope, holding it. Number 73. NASA's EPIC footage shows little to no cloud movements or morphing around the whole world, yet Japan's Himawari footage does show clouds morphing in very quickly. So which one is lying? Number 74. We have no photos of our solar system, even though we supposedly have sent satellites millions of miles into the galaxy. Number 75. On one spacewalk, an astronaut lifted his visor, and in the reflection you can actually see a cameraman with scuba gear and a tank. Are you awake now? Number 76. In one video, the space shuttle supposedly deploys a satellite, but you can see a man's face in the background moving, as seen here. Number 77. There was actually one time an astronaut almost drowned in his spacesuit because he had water in it. How did that happen? Because they film underwater. Number 78. Sundogs and sun halos like this suggest a dome overhead. Number 79. Gravity is strong enough to hold the Earth's oceans and the aircraft carriers upside down, but birds and butterflies can fly with ease. Explain that one. Number 80. Captain Cook sailed for 60,000 miles when he circumnavigated Antarctica. On a sphere, this is impossible, but on a flat Earth map, it makes perfect sense. Number 81. Astrolabes have predicted movements of stars and have been used for navigating for thousands of years. Number 82. Auguste Piccard, the first man to reach the stratosphere. You know, the guy that they named Captain Picard after on Star Trek? He went to the stratosphere, and he said the Earth was flat. Number 83. Our own senses tell us that the Earth is flat and stationary. We don't feel any movement at all, and we can see it's visibly flat. Number 84. Every ancient culture's view of cosmology is more or less the same, from the Incas to the Egyptians to the Chinese to the Norse, all were flat plains with domes overhead. It wasn't until occultists and sun worshippers and Freemasons brought forth this new idea that came up with the solar system. Number 85. Laser tests have been done over water which is level at distances over 10 miles and have found zero curvature. Number 86. A moon rock from the Apollo missions that NASA actually gave to Holland turned out to be fake and just a piece of petrified wood. And if they lie about one thing... Number 87. A recent mirror reflection test over 13 miles of water also proves lack of curvature. Number 88. A submarine would also have to constantly correct its nose down to remain underwater. Think about it. Number 89. Foucault pendulums are driven by finely tuned electric motors. They have nothing to do with the rotation of Earth. Earth does not move. Number 90. A full moon should not be able to be seen during the day in the heliocentric theory. Number 91. Operation Paperclip. The United States brought over Nazi rocket scientists to form NASA. These men included Wernher von Braun. In addition, these high-level scientists were masters at propaganda and mind control. Number 92. Men central to the formation of NASA involved with their programs included Jack Parsons, Ron Hubbard, and even Walt Disney. Look these men up. They were occultists and black magicians and Freemasons. Evil. Number 93. The ISS live feed is either looping footage or it cuts its feed once an hour, and they don't show the dark side of the Earth. Yet night footage has been released separately from the so-called live feed. Even worse, people do not question these obvious and glaring discrepancies. Number 94. Stephen Hawking, the so-called super genius, was a propaganda puppet, literally. How did he survive decades longer than any ALS victim? How was he able to speak through a computer by wiggling his finger? Why was the rest of the world deprived of this technology? What about other ALS victims? How was it that the smartest man in the world couldn't speak and was confined to a wheelchair and appeared to be mentally challenged? Very convenient. Number 95. Operation Fishbowl. part of Operation Dominic, was a U.S. government program that shot high-altitude nuclear weapons straight up in the air in 1962. These bombs were megaton bombs, 1,000 times more powerful than the ones dropped on Japan in World War II. What was the point of that? To see how high the firmament was and if we could blow it up. That's real smart. Also, the word Dominic means of the Lord. So this program was actually called Fishbowl of the Lord. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah. Number 96, Operation Deep Freeze. The government program continued where Operation High Jump left off and took Admiral Byrd and the Navy all the way to the Dome, deep within Antarctica. Number 97, Operations Castle, Teapot, and Wigwam were programs in the 1950s preceding Fishbowl to test out nuclear bombs of various sizes and heights. Number 98, Operation Starfish Prime was a nuclear test done near Bikini Atoll in the Pacific just prior to Fishbowl. Note that this name is called Starfish, shooting for the stars in a fishbowl. And the rocket was called Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Number 99, thunder, when it sounds, is actually a reflection off the firmament. Number 100, there are several NASA documents that have the words flat, non-rotating Earth in them, or flat, stationary Earth in them. Are you awake now? There's more to come, but for now I'll let these 50 sink in. Do your own research and discover the truth. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Shalom.